Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 63rd commencement at Marathon High School. My name is Taylor Sokolowski, the senior class president. Would you please rise and remain standing for the presentation of the colors, the Pledge of Allegiance, and the national anthem. Gentlemen, please remove your hats.
Present arms. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Order arms.
Please be seated. Now our Assistant Principal, Ms. Paul, and our Assistant Principal, Ms. Logan, will recognize our honored guests.
Good evening. My name is Christine Paul. I am an assistant principal at Marathon High School. I have the distinct pleasure of welcoming everyone to tonight's virtual celebration. While we would all have preferred to be together at the Marathon High School Performing Arts Center, graduation is an important event and should be celebrated. This evening, it is our custom to recognize the Monroe County Executive Leadership Team. This team is responsible for guiding our district and schools in the implementation of school board policy. We would like to recognize Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Mark Porter, Executive Director of Teaching and Learning, Mrs. Teresa Axford, Executive Director of Assessment and Accountability, Dr. Dave Murphy, Executive Director of Human Resources, Dr. Ramon Dawkins, Executive Director of Finance and Performance, Mr. James Drake, Executive Director of Operations and Planning, Mr. Pat Liffley.
My name is Liz Logan. I am an assistant principal at Marathon High School. I would like to recognize our Monroe County School District school board members. The Honorable Mindy Khan, Chairman. The Honorable John Dick, Vice Chairman. The Honorable Robert Highsmith. The Honorable Andy Griffiths. And the Honorable Dr. Sue Woltansky. It is also my pleasure to recognize the Marathon High School senior class co-sponsors, Mrs. Randy Sokolowski and Mrs. Christina Gonzalez. And now I would like to call to the podium our principal, Wendy McPherson.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and of course the class of 2020. This is your night. I would like to begin the evening by thanking all of the family members and friends who are watching tonight in support of the class of 2020. I would also like to thank my faculty and staff, Superintendent Mark Porter, the members of the Monroe County School District Executive Team, and the members of the Monroe County School Board. Tonight marks Marathon High School's 63rd commencement exercise. This evening, we are celebrating 83 seniors and 1 early graduate, for a total of 84 graduates in the class of 2020. I want to acknowledge the supportive force of the Marathon community that recognized the accomplishments of the graduates during class night. The class as a whole earned over $1 million in scholarships and awards. The local community raised $150,000 of that. My sincere thanks goes to the Marathon community for your continued support, and especially at a critical time like this. Graduates, I am truly proud of your accomplishments and extremely proud of the class of 2020 for persevering and graduating in the COVID-19 pandemic. Please join me in welcoming Superintendent Mark Porter.
On behalf of myself and the Monroe County School Board, it is my privilege and pleasure to welcome you to the class of 2020 commencement. Parents, relatives, staff, school board members, community leaders, supportive community members, and most of all, students of the class of 2020. Welcome to this most unusual and, to be honest, inadequate recognition of your accomplishments as students in the Monroe County Schools. As Superintendent of Schools, it is my privilege to both welcome you this evening and later to grant you your well-deserved diplomas. This is my 8th and final year of conferring high school diplomas, and like you, I had envisioned a very different conclusion. However, the unique circumstances of COVID-19 do nothing to diminish the accomplishments of the class of 2020. And the opportunity we have this evening to celebrate with you the successful completion of your time in the Monroe County Schools. Your senior year will live in infamy, and you will be a topic of conversation for years to come, amongst yourselves and amongst your community. We are ever hopeful that we can, at some point in the future, provide you with the walk across the stage experience you so richly deserve. But only time will tell as to whether that can be a reality. So as we leave together, well done, class of 2020. You are truly special, unique, and blessed in so many ways. Congratulations. Padres, parientes, personal, miembros de la Junta Escolar, líderes de la comunidad, miembros de la comunidad que brindan apoyo y sobre todo, estudiantes de la clase del 2020. Bienvenidos a este reconocimiento inusual y sincero y inadecuado de sus logros como estudiantes en las escuelas del condado de Monroe. Como superintendente de escuelas, tengo el privilegio de darle la bienvenida esta tarde y más tarde para otorgarle sus merecidos diplomas. Este es mi octavo y último año de entrega de diplomas de secundario. Y como usted había imaginado una conclusión muy diferente. Sin embargo, las circunstancias únicas de COVID-19 no hacen nada para disminuir los logros de la clase de 2020. Y la oportunidad que tenemos esta noche para celebrar con usted la finalización exitosa de su tiempo en las escuelas del condado de Monroe. Su último año vivirá un poco en la infamia y será un tema de conversación en los próximos años entre ustedes y entre su comunidad. Siempre tenemos la esperanza de que en algún momento en el futuro podamos brindarle la experiencia de cruzar el escenario, que tan merecidamente merece, pero solo el tiempo dirá si eso puede ser una realidad. Entonces, cuando nos vamos juntos, bien hecho, clase de 2020. Ustedes son realmente especiales, únicos y bendecidos de muchas maneras. Felicidades. Gracias.
It is my pleasure tonight to introduce the class of 2020 salutatorian, Helena Hanley.
Good evening, classmates, parents, faculty, and others important to the upbringing of the class of 2020. Before I begin, I would like to thank Ms. McPherson, Superintendent Porter, sponsors, and all those involved in making this online graduation a reality. I want to thank our teachers and staff members for all that you've done for us. And of course, the founders of YouTube and the purported founder of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg. I stand here before you today on your electronic device, and in a time of an unprecedented crisis. Especially at this time, I'm deeply honored to represent the Marathon High School class of 2020. Currently, wearing masks in public, social distancing, and even toilet paper shortages have become our new normal. Many of your parents have lost their jobs or know someone who has. Personally, my mother has lost her job that she's worked at for the past 5 years, and so my heart goes out to all who have experienced instability and fear in these times. This has not been the only time that our class has experienced such hardships. In our sophomore year, Hurricane Irma struck, ruthlessly destroying and damaging many homes and businesses in its path, leaving our town unrecognizable. But here we are, almost fully recovered from that tragedy. Despite all odds, the class of 2020 kept going, keeps going, and is graduating. It seems no other community has been through so much in so little time. What gives our class and supporting community the ability to bounce back, I feel, is our strong relationships and general goodness. This was apparent to me when I moved here in 8th grade. Although I was inherently shy, I never felt more welcomed and comfortable in any school I've ever attended. All the classmates I encountered were kind, friendly, and helpful, and I will always be grateful for that. And through Irma and the current pandemic alike, I've seen Marathon High Schools and its community band together in amazing ways to provide comfort, support, volunteer work, and so much more. Although our future may seem unclear in the current crisis and this great juncture in our lives, one thing is for certain, that the goodness with which we have given one another can and should remain our one constant goal. And although I'm honored to be in this position, life shouldn't be measured in awards or standing. Life should be measured in what we give to one another in times of both difficulty and not. Being a friend to a stranger, showing around the new kid, and maybe letting someone in your lane once in a while driving, just a thought. This selflessness which I have seen and experienced in our community and school, I believe, is what we should all take with us in the next chapter of our life. And when in doubt, know from these experiences that our goodness, will, and determination was proven and can remain our guide and constant. And although we can't be with one another, our graduation attests to our class's resiliency. I'm very thankful to have gotten to know many of you and see firsthand how strong, amazing, and considerate you all are. And though we all have our own unique experiences and memories at MHS, it's the collective experience which brings us to accomplish our class's goal of graduating today. And wherever this graduation brings us, marine mechanics, veterinary school, the military, teaching, dancing, firefighting, managing, or any career field or school you find yourselves in, I know you all will be extraordinary, as proven by today's accomplishment. I wish you all the best. Congratulations and good luck, class of 2020.
It is my pleasure tonight to introduce the valedictorian of the class of 2020, Clara Williams.
Fellow members of the class of 2020, we've come a long way to get where we are today. I still remember plucking the leaves off of the money trees at ABC Day School with Delaney, Casey, Holly, and Bella when we were only 2 years old. And now, 16 years later, our entire class has changed a lot. And when we come back for our reunion in 10 years, I'm sure we'll have changed a lot more. We have all grown older, but I'm not sure if we've truly grown up. When I turned 18, alone in quarantine, as I'm sure at least a few of you did, I started thinking about what it meant to be an adult, to be a grown-up. You don't get a Cinderella-esque transformation into a grown-up at midnight on your 18th birthday. So, when does it happen? When do we grow up, and what does it mean to do that? While these may not be questions you want to think about or are sure how to answer, if you ask yourself now, it may help you live a meaningful, happy life. I believe I started growing up at the start of my high school career when my mom got very sick. I was scared. I didn't know how I could help her or whether I would lose her. I couldn't imagine a future without her. After a particularly harrowing surgery, my mom couldn't live by herself anymore, so she came to live with my dad and me. The surgery had some serious negative effects on my mom's health for the first few months, and I am very thankful to my dad for being there for her and helping her with me. Almost losing my mom definitely helped me grow up. It taught me what I value: helping others, showing compassion and empathy, and, interestingly enough, being a high achiever. I knew that, as the kind and caring person she is, she would be happier if I were happy. She would have felt sad if I had doted on her too much, so I let myself lean on her for the emotional support and advice I needed. Inspired by her wisdom and my dad's encouragement, I did what I knew would give me happiness and a sense of purpose. I set some long-term goals for myself and worked as hard as I could to accomplish them. I know that starting my journey to becoming the person I want to be has made her proud and helped her be happy too. You don't need a life-altering circumstance to start growing up. What you actually need to begin growing up is a bit more complicated. Author Patrick Rothfuss put it beautifully in his novel, The Name of the Wind. When we are children, we seldom think of the future. The day we fret about our future is the day we leave our childhood behind. Growing up means setting goals for your future and doing everything in your power to accomplish them. It means finding the inspiration and motivation you need to achieve those goals. It means understanding your personal values and using them to help you make the best decisions you can along your journey to success. None of these things can be done overnight, but the wheels can be set in motion as soon as you put your mind to them. And you should. Growing up isn't a bad or scary thing. Growing up just means that we learn how to better handle life's challenges, gain wisdom, and feel less lost when it comes to our future. Although being a kid in the Keys is wonderful, laid back, and ultimately very fun, a lot of us are moving forward with our lives and away from our little island home. Life is not a Jimmy Buffett song. We can't be relaxed and idle here forever. We don't want to stay permanently wasted away in Margaritaville. I leave you with this thought. Aging without growing is like running in place. If you want to get anywhere in life, you have to start moving. Thank you.
Good evening. I am Taylor Sokolowski, Senior Class President, and I am honored to have the opportunity to speak today. Right now, the world we live in is in chaos, and no one knows what the next week will look like, much less our futures. However, we are no strangers to chaos and adversity. On a picture-perfect day in September, just as our parents were preparing to bring us into the world, that world stood still. The world they thought we were entering changed in a moment. In the days and months and weeks following September 11th, something wonderful happened. Our nation came together. Neighbors helped neighbors, love and kindness trumped hatred, we adapted, we changed, we overcame. Since the class of 2020 started kindergarten in 2007, there have been over 150 school shootings. Most notably, in December 2012, 20 children and teachers lost their lives at Sandy Hook Elementary. And, hitting much closer to home, on February 14, 2018, 17 students and teachers died at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. These shootings, senseless acts of hatred, created fear and panic across our nation. However, in the days and weeks and months that followed, our nation came together. Neighbors helped neighbors, love and kindness trumped hatred, we adapted, we changed, we overcame. Sophomore year, September 2017. As we were getting ready to celebrate homecoming and looking forward to not being on the bottom of the high school totem pole, Hurricane Irma hit our little island with vengeance. No one went unaffected. Homes were destroyed, businesses ruined, and lives were changed. However, in the days and weeks and months that followed, our nation came together. Neighbors helped neighbors, love and kindness trumped tragedy, and once again, we adapted, we changed, we overcame. Now, as we are once again preparing to enter into the world, that world stands still. The world we are entering is completely different than the one we envisioned. We should be planning our dorm room decor, signing up for freshman classes, and looking forward to one final summer before leaving our children homes as children for the last time. Instead, we stand here in a perpetual state of confusion with no idea what our future holds. Not just for me and my classmates, but for the entire world. I may not know what the future holds, but there is one thing I am sure of. Whatever this world throws at us, the class of 2020 is prepared. We have seen the amazing side of humanity, and because of this, we will adapt, change, and overcome. Our class is that unknown future. We are the doctors, first responders, scientists, entrepreneurs, the teachers, and the essential workers who will shape the new normal. On behalf of the class of 2020 of Marathon High School, thank you to everyone who has supported us on our journey. To Mrs. McPherson, Ms. Logan, Ms. Paul, and the faculty and staff of Marathon High School, thank you for always pushing us to be our best. To the entire community of Marathon, thank you for always standing behind us and showing us what can be accomplished when communities come together. To Mr. and Mrs. Frederick and Mr. Neller, thank you for 4 years of making all of our crazy ideas come to fruition, even though you still owe us an Eiffel Tower. To our class sponsors, Mrs. Sokolowski and Mrs. Gonzalez, thank you for 4 years of dedication and helping to make the class of 2020 the best that it possibly could be. And to our families, thank you for your unconditional love and support. Without you, we would not be the young men and women that stand before you today, ready to take on that unknown world we enter. And with you, we will overcome the difficulties that the uncertainty presents. To my classmates, we did it. This may not be the end we have dreamed of for 13 years, but we still deserve this moment. I've talked about tragedy and chaos, but as a class, we've shared far more good times than bad. Pep rallies, spirit sticks, spirit week, powder puff, float building, we even survived Hoodie Gate. We pulled off the longest senior skip day in the history of senior skip days. We even put our school up for sale. Leo has some very promising offers. Some have said high school is the best 4 years of your life, but I don't think that's true. I think the best is yet to come. High school is but one tiny chapter in all of our lives, and we have so much ahead of us. I urge you to leave our little island, if only for a short time, and experience what this great big world has to offer. I hope you fail a few times, only to realize that failing is good, as failure motivates us to work harder and appreciate success more. Each of you are so individually unique and have so many different talents and potential to offer the world. I hope each one of your lives offer you endless opportunities and a lifetime of happiness and success. I wish you nothing but the best. Fins up, class of 2020. Thank you. Please welcome our principal, Mrs. McPherson, to the podium to present the class of 2020.
Seniors, I would like again to offer my personal congratulations to you for your accomplishments. Each of you has made it to this point because someone cared about you. Your parents, a guardian, a family member, maybe a friend, a teacher, a coach, a mentor. The fact is, you've received support along the way. As a result of the support, you've gained the skills, strength, and confidence necessary to have faith in yourself. Never underestimate the power of having this faith, especially the empowerment that results from others having faith in you. On behalf of Marathon High School, faculty, staff, and alumni, let your diploma always be a reminder of the great faith we have in you. Superintendent Porter, I am pleased to certify to you that the students named this evening have completed all requirements as prescribed by the Monroe County School Board and the state of Florida, and are thereby entitled to receive a high school diploma.
Thank you for your certification of the graduating class of 2020. By the authority vested in me by the state of Florida and the Monroe County School Board, I pronounce you graduates of the Monroe County School System and confer upon each and every one of you the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Ms. Breha, will you please come forward to announce the names of the senior graduates?
Good evening. Jennifer Acosta, Alberto Aguirre, Liliana Rain Antonides, Jessica Natalia Ban, Reagan Zoe Berger, Corey Christopher Beeson, Angelina Marie Blanco, Fernando Christian Bonilla III, Casey Cooper Butler, Alberto Cabral, Josue Canales, Irismel Cisneros, Delaney Sarah Collins, Dyrus Compagnoni, Devin Christopher Cruz, Haley Alexa Dargay, Liam Wilbur Davis, Ulixa De Leon, Carla Decimus, Markins Dornsant, Marvins Dornsant, Frank Mitchell Dupay, Kali Maris Egan, Macy Mabel Egan, Stephanie Elizabeth Erickson, Melissa Esperias, Micah Grace Farrell, Robert Allen Feltz, Jasmine Lisette Fernandez, Holly Rose Frederick, Chloe Morgan Garcia, Destiny Garcia, Sarah Gomez Buitrago, Bartolo Gonzalez, Damian Neil Gonzalez, Isabella Marie Gonzalez, Cole William Griffith, Alondra Rosalia Guzman, Caitlin Renee Haynes, Jacob Paul Hankins, Helena Maria Hanley, Jordan Haven Galt, Braylon Dwayne Heyman, Yvette Hernandez Gonzalez, Maximilian Jude Rebar, Caitlin Kimberly Jean, Damian Thomas Johnson, Patrick Greg Kutros, Melissa Labrada, Eliser Larios, Zachary Hunter Lee, Nakaya Lepke Wetherell, Alan J. Martinez, Emmanuel Martinez, Vanessa Beatrice Martinez, Karen Mendez Perez, Brett Moore, Devin Michael Munoz, Cheyenne Northup, Stephanie Marie Nunez Valdez, Karen Parado, Luis Alexis Parado, Evan Patterson, Kyle Bradley Pereira, Kaylee Doris Reed, Gracie Regina Reyes Zuninga, Lita Rickart, Diosvaldo Rojas, Carlos Roque, Delana Francis Ross, Christian Ruiz, Christian G. Ruiz, Luana Salgado, Jennifer Lopez Segura, Taylor Delaney Sokoloski, Donovan Arthur Suarez, Cole J. Taylor, Renee Turbanal, Christian Arturo Valenzuela, Cole Patrick Wheats, Clara May Williams, Jordan Daniel Wilson, Cameron Nicole Woodall, Haley Elizabeth Wright, Georgia Rin Gatchell.
Seniors, please rise. This is the part you have been waiting for. You may now move your tassel from the right to the left. I would like to present the graduates of Marathon High School, class of 2020. It's time to toss your cap. Please join me in giving them a warm round of applause. Congratulations.